bringing the news to your ass like no other. This is a channel that represents a nation of people that strive for excellence and greatness every single day. I have another bomb live news segment for y'all, but before I begin, y'all hit that like button, that subscribe button, and share button. Hit that notification bell so you know when I am dropping. If you would like to support the movement, support the channel, support your boy, Cash App, $ Michael US. I got to get this money. Got to get that goddamn money. Also, check out my other YouTube channels, Michael T. Porter Music and Michael Skits and Stories. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Whole phase versus marriage. Let's get the poll question. Let's see. Are women are women serious? Are women of today serious about marriage? Make sure I gotta get that question mark. Are women of today serious about marriage? Start poll. Are women serious? Are they serious? Are they serious? Are they serious? I'ma say if you took 10 women, if you take 10 women, 9 of them, black, white, gay, bisexual, straight, atheist, a believer, they all want to get married. 9 of them will really want to get married. I would say 3 of them are serious about marriage. Serious about getting married. Let me explain. Well, let some of y'all come in. Let some of y'all come in. This is going to be a good one, y'all. Going to be a good one. Check the marital rate. Oh, marriage is like it's going up and down. 6 people for every 1,000. It decreased so from 1990 to 2022. Are women serious? I'ma say overall, yes or no. If I have to say yes or no. Are they serious? Do they want to get married? Yes. Are they serious? I'm gonna say no. As of now, I'm gonna say no because this thing called the whole phase. Whole phase is when a lady, well, typically it's a younger lady who has no dating experience, that's out there with no guidance as far as relationships, and she's letting everybody in the community pound her guts. In her mind, this is normal. In her mind, this is what society is really pushing lust, sexual lust. Society is really pushing the whole phase on women because women have a short span on their beauty. Now, due to modern medicine and beauty techniques and products out there, women are tending to be beautiful for much longer. But even then, to have kids and do all those type of things, their prime is usually 18, say 17 to, we'll say 17, they're getting beautiful more longer, say 17 to 27. 17 to 27, they're at their most beautiful, skin tight, looking right, yummy, right? So those ages, when they're in their prime, 17, those 10 years are very critical for ladies to get married, to understand relationship, to understand men. And dude, especially in the black community. I can't speak for all communities, but in the black community, marriage is a taboo. But having kids at the wedlock ain't no problem. Ain't no problem. I'm not here to bash the black folk, my folk. Well, they outcasted me. They said I was a ginger. They said I didn't belong. Get your red hair and your freckles up out of here. But I said, all right, this is where I want to be. This is where I want to be. The whole phase has become, it's been a part of American history for quite some time now. I want to say since the 80s. They have encouraged our ladies of all ages, well, of all ethnic groups to thought it up. Don't learn a man. Don't try to understand a man. Don't try to build with a man. Don't sit your ass down and have some children and build a legacy, right? So while they're out there thotting it up, they're risking being a single mother. And a lot of them will be single mothers because they don't like using condoms. So it's one thing to be thotting it up in them streets. It's one thing to be thotting it up. It's another thing to not use protection, not use contraceptives, not use plan B, not use what you need to use so you don't bring another child into the world. So the whole phase is absolutely more important than getting married today. The whole phase, absolutely. It's nasty in these streets. Most of these girls ain't using no condom because they want to get raw dog by everybody. And what's happening is that they invited trauma. They invited trauma with a. They got pregnant by a guy who they shouldn't have been gotten pregnant by. He's a deadbeat. He's this. He that. No one has guided this woman to show her, what a real man consists of. How you can be an asset to a man. How can he be an asset to you? So because she didn't get that real game, she's thrown into the wilderness like the Israelites for many, many years, just getting ran through and ran through. So being a hoe becomes her identity. She picks up habits. She has a distorted perspective about men. She has a distorted view about life. Kids she can't afford. She been used up. Words around town. Once, because here's the thing: once you get in that whole phase, nobody wants to marry you. And I don't know why they're not telling the ladies this. Why are they not telling ladies of all ages, if you are a hoe, no man wants to really marry you because it's one thing that you sleeping around, it just doesn't correlate with building, right? I'm trying to build with you, but you out there in the streets getting your back blown out. You out there in the streets, you're not for me. You're for everybody else. She has the hoe has a scavenger mindset. Even if she gets married, somebody dumb enough to marry her, right? In the back of her mind, a hoe believes she can always do better. See, the ideology about hoes is not just their physical, how they sleeping around and busting it open. It's their mentality. They live in a whole different world. Because as a 35, 40-year-old woman, you know that it's time for you to start settling down. You should have been got married. You know that you should have been established. You should have been with somebody carrying on and building. But their minds are of a different world. So even if she's married or in a relationship with a guy, I can always do better because I'm fine. I can always do better because I'm nasty. I got a good mouth and a good box. I know this good mouth and this good box can get me to the next level. Instead of just working with a man, catering to the man, you guys cater to each other and y'all go build. You have your role, he has his role, but they don't understand these dynamics. Life is about dynamics and how things work, how things are supposed to work effectively. So it's just absolutely crazy how this whole phase, I think they even got a show. Let me see, whole phase. They did a show called Whole Phase. Yeah, there's a TV series. They're promoting this. So the casting members: Christina Alexandra, Krista Haynes. Christy Hines, Stormy Maya, Crystal Wilson, Teresa Celeste, Adrian Lockett, Melody, Cassie, and Every are on the brink of womanhood, navigating their way through life, sexual liberation, and the consequences of the decisions they make. So, sexual liberation is another term for women to be hoes. This whole culture has been pushed really since the 70s, late 60s, 70s, during the civil rights, the whole phase, sexual liberation. We're gonna break down the norms. If a guy can have sex with 50 women and not be judged, we want to have sex with 50 guys and not be judged. 50 guys is just this is crazy, y'all. This is crazy. So the female liberation was in competition with the men. They don't want to be judged. They don't want to be judged for being hoes. That was the whole point of the sexual liberation of women back in the late 60s during the MLK and Malcolm X days. That's when, especially for the black community, that's when the black community ultimately became destroyed, when our women was more concerned about being hoes rather than being a asset to the community, being an asset to their household, being an asset to their black man, being an asset to their children, adding value into everything that they do with their femininity and their discipline. So the mind of a hoe has really been pushed. It's all throughout the Bible. Women have always been hoes, but it's just like it really has been pushed through politics. It's one thing for, is just a part of society. People do what they do, but when you start to institute this into law, when you start opening up these doors, women can be men, men can be women. You open up this sexual door, this is what you get. All the women, not all the women, but the whole phase look like it's winning for now. Look like it's winning for now because the marital rate is at 6.8 in comparison to the 1990s, where for every 1,000 people, for every 1,000 people, 6 people were married now. But back in the 1990s, early 1990s, for every 1,000 people, 9.8 people were getting married. So it has dropped, and it really should be much higher. For every 1,000 people, it should be at least 20 people getting married. That's still very low, even for the 90s. That is still fairly very low. So you have 1,000 people, only 20 people is getting married. So that's 10 men and 10 women. That's sad. That's still sad, even in the 90s. If you have 1,000 people, at least 50 people should be getting married. At least 50, because it's not the culture. The culture is to create broken homes. It serves the elitist agenda. More broken homes, I mean more men, young boys won't have the resources they need to be developed, and ultimately their asses will be going to jail because they'll be taking the risks. You got to survive, right? Marriage is a beautiful thing. I don't know why. It just makes life easier. And marriage is just beneficial. Now, the way we go about it in America is all contract. And I saw this pastor, I think Tony Evans, talking about marriage is not a contract, it's a covenant. Marriage is not a contract, it's a covenant. Meaning it's a sacred promise between man, woman, and God, right? Holy Spirit. It's a triangle relationship, and it's up to you to fulfill your duties, and God has to be the source of your relationship. So they eliminated God. We have all these whole faith, got all these girls out here in the world, and the women are this how I know women are the weaker of the species, because they believe anything. As long as you can stroke their ego, as long as you can make them feel good, you got them. Just like you can have a good dude, right? He works all the time. He hold it down. He gives this woman everything. But if you can stimulate a woman, put it like this, if you can make her, what I mean by feel good, if you can stimulate a woman, if you can really stimulate a woman, if you can really stimulate her, you got her. She, even though she's married, she gonna pull down her panties, and you're gonna be able to clap them cheeks, because stimulation. And once you can stimulate her mind, stimulate her body, stroke her ego, you can begin to convince her to do what you want to do. That's why men are pimps. Traditionally, men are pimps and women are hoes. They're physically weaker. they're mentally weaker, and the government knows that. The government uses women because they're weaker, just in nature, far as leadership, far as guidance, far as protection, far as mind manipulation, far as logic. They're just weaker in all these categories. So the government knows that the government had to go through the woman to destroy everything. They have to go through the woman, just like in the Bible. The serpent didn't approach Adam, the serpent approached Eve, because women are easily manipulated. Women are very, very easily manipulated. So this whole phase, it ain't going nowhere. I don't see it going anywhere right now. And I don't know. It's just like right now, if you're not in a church, right now, if you, or at least not with somebody that has the same mindset, picking a good woman today is a needle in a haystack. Picking a good woman today, I feel sorry for the men, all the good men that bust their ass. They got their shit together now. They want to bring in their woman, because a lot of these women, for one, you know, it's kind of a scary thing to get with a woman because she wasn't even with you when your ass was struggling. Think about that. You bust your ass for 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years to get established. You getting it out the mud. You going to school. You starting businesses, engineering, doctor, whatever you're trying to do, truck driver, whatever a man's trying to do. This heifer wasn't there to begin with. So that's already a red flag. Because most women, they want a man polished. But you ain't polished because you a hoe, right? Everybody done ran through you. So you want me to bust my ass to make $100,000 to pay for some coochie that everybody else didn't have. Broke niggas didn't have. Broke niggas, you gave this coochie up to broke niggas, but I gotta make $100,000 just to talk to you? I mean, even to like marry you, if in order for you to take things serious, a man has to make $100,000. For one, you gave that box up. You're not a virgin, and you gave that box up to everybody else, to broke niggas, right? So why would I pay for something that has lesser value? Every time you sleep with a man, your value goes down. Like, ew, right? Now let's not get this misunderstood. Most men, well, all men, we love a nasty woman, right? We love nasty girls, the bedroom action, a-okay. When you start taking these women serious, this woman has to be around your child. This woman has to pick up the slack if you get sick, if you get injured, or if you're just going through a traumatic experience, or you lost a loved one. Is this heifer gonna be there to hold you down? Is she gonna be there to hold you down? That's the question. So she wasn't there on the come up, and now she been thotting it up. Let's say you're 30. You know how many men a woman has been with by the time she hits 30? Do y'all know how many men a woman has been with by the age of 30? I know what I'm talking about. For those of you be like, oh man, you just going, no. Most women are hoes. And if you're gonna get married today, more than likely your wife is she's a hoe, right? She's highly sexual. She's case in point, I was working as a server at the coffee shop, and this woman locked eyes with me. She locked eyes. She was beautiful. She was coming from out of town where I worked at, by the airport. So long story short, she was on a business trip. On a business trip, her and her colleagues, blah blah blah. I served them, but her friends, her business partners, they left. They're from Dallas, and she's from the DMV area, Baltimore, all that over there, District of Columbia, all that up in there. So all of her people, they left, and it was just her, and she was finishing up her paperwork. She was on her laptop, and she just locked eyes with me. So I introduced myself, being polite. That's my job. So long story short, she was like, hey, so what you doing? I'm in town for such and such time, only in town for the next day. Maybe we should go do something. Now, mind you, I just met this girl. She was beautiful. Beautiful. She was black. Beautiful. She's willing to hop in the car with me. And she was giving me the look like she ready to give up some mouth. Let me clap them cheeks. Before we left, she said, oh, wait a minute. I need to text my fiance and let him know where I'm at. You try to hear what I just said? Me and this girl about to go out. I'm about to take her to the mall. I want to show her around and, show her around. Show her around Dallas. I want to have a good time. And I'm going to, she gave me A man knows when a woman ready to pull down her panties, right? So we're about to smash later on that night after our show around Dallas. But she said, wait a minute, let me text my fiance to let him know where I'm at so he don't be worried. Because I told him at the coffee shop and blah, blah, blah. I said, wait a minute, this woman is engaged. This woman is engaged. This woman was engaged. Wait a minute, you're about to hop in the car for one with a complete stranger. So that let me know I've been around women all my life. I've been around hoes. I've been around good girls. I love women, right? So I know this ain't the first time this girl has hopped in the car. So maybe back in her day, she was a hoe, or maybe she used to sell it, and now cause I think she was 28 at the time. So 27, you've been out of high school almost 10 years. Maybe her early 20s, she was starting it up, and her old ways. That's what I'm talking about. Women, men and women, we pick up ways that's kind of hard to detach ourselves from because we are habitual creatures. We have a habit. So she has a habit of hopping in the car with men. So I'm thinking to myself, oh, you should be at the clubs a lot, or used to sell it on the low. Something going on with it, because that's a red flag for me. Even though she was fine, like, you're comfortable just hopping in the car with a nigga. Now I'm also thinking, maybe she got some pepper spray. Maybe well, I don't think she had a gun because she was traveling, but maybe I'm pretty sure she had something. She had some mace on her. She had something on her to keep me off. I ain't gonna try nothing with it because you in my car. You try to ride with me. But I'm pretty sure she had something. But even if a woman has pepper spray and mace and all that stuff, a knife, you got in the car with a complete stranger, with a man that you just met. I'm a good nigga, but she don't know that. You just met me. And she's engaged. This woman was beautiful. That's let me know, like, damn. And working at that job, married women flirt all the time. Engaged women flirt all the time. Girlfriends, they really flirt because they ain't got no ring on their finger. So you're just a boyfriend. And that's another lesson too, fellas. You can't tell a woman what to do until she's your wife, or at least fiance. You really can't tell her what to do unless you lock her down with that ring. But even if you lock her down, she's still gonna cheat. I've seen it. There's married couples that warehouses. These married couples are off the chain. They worse than single people. You would think they were single. You would think they were single. But I've never met. I've been here in Dallas is off the chain. Texas is off the chain. I've never encountered a faithful woman. And this whole thing where we talk about, once you get married, you can't look at nobody else. Married couples look at other folk because they get tired at looking at their significant other all goddamn day. An OG nigga told me that. He was old. He about 75. He said, the reason why I got this job, I really don't need this job. I just need to get out the fucking house. So I have to look at my wife's face all goddamn day. He said, I got to see something different. So I never been married. I don't know the dynamics of being married. But, it takes a significant source to endure marriage. That source, that momentum, that foundation can't be based off humans alone. It has to be based off God. Only God's strength to keep people focused, keep man and woman focused, to keep the lovebirds together, to be that glue, to be that foundation, to have that direction. Because the girls right now, they don't really, even if they're be on their best behavior. Even if they be on their best behavior, it ain't for long. Look at Tyrese. Tyrese got his ass thrown in jail, and he did the right thing. He married the girl, and she wanted $10,000 a month. Tyrese said, "I ain't paying you. I already paid for everything. I bought you a house. I did this. It's court ordered." He filed an appeal. But look at Tyrese. You get with a woman, she be on her best behavior. Like I said, it ain't for long. Now you paying child support. Now she's taking half. What's up, Almir? That's why you import a traditional woman, bro, from a village or far abroad. Yeah, USA and Europe has no high standards on loyalty. Hell no. Shout out Almir. He's on to something. He is on to something. These Western civilizations have pushed this sexual liberation on our women. And like I said, women don't even see what's coming. You know what's coming, ladies? You're going to die alone. You use men up. You were trifling, because when a woman holds around, when she's slutting around, she brought all this trauma, and this trauma carries over to this relationship. And it's going to carry over to the next relationship. And it's like a snowball. Every relationship that this hoe gets into, Every man that she encountered, she picking up this trauma from him, and she carry over to the next man, and the snowball just gets bigger. By the 50 of guys, she didn't slept with 50 guys. That snowball this big of trauma, a snowball of trauma, right? It started off with one guy. It was a little snowball like that. By the time she been passed around and dotted up all in them streets, got her cheeks clapped by 50 dudes. She a single mom. She got 5 kids by 4 different baby daddies. Men ain't shit. Trauma. And this is what awaits a lot of the women in USA and Europe. This what awaits, and they're trying to push it around the world through social media. All the girls just want to be on camera all day, just want to be on the camera all day and just look good. And they're doing that because to satisfy their ego. The women of today around the world are more beautiful than ever because of the products, technology, and like I said, all of the methods and techniques to look good. So how is it that women are the most beautiful, even the most submissive women on earth, the Middle Eastern women, because they get slapped around in their countries. Even I went to Target and I seen the Muslim women in the makeup. They still have their face covered. Now some of them, they have their face open, and some of them cover up everything. But the ones, the hijabs or whatever, the ones that open face, they out there doing their lipstick because women are the beautiful of the creatures. Between men and women are far more beautiful. Their beauty comes from their looks, their femininity, their vulnerability, and their submission. That's the power of a woman. They're designed to be dominated. They're designed to be knocked around. They're designed to be guided. They're designed to be protected. We're supposed to protect them as men. We're supposed to protect them and guide them and mold them. They're supposed to be under our complete control. And they know that what men want, men are the more logical creatures, the forceful creatures, the aggressive creatures. That's the difference. And it's okay for women to be weak. They're telling women that you're a weak woman if you cry. I said, what? Women are supposed to cry. What the fuck is this? You're not. They telling our women they need to work out more, they need to lift more weights. They telling these women that you're equal to a man. They're telling it's just everything is just crazy. So they push all of these twisted ideologies onto women. They encourage them to be hoes, and not only just to be hoes, not to be held accountable. They have eliminated the shame of being a hoe. You know think about how your brother feel. Everybody in the neighborhood didn't have your sister. Think about how your sons feel. Damn, everybody didn't have my mama. Everybody in school laughing. Damn, I seen your mama on Instagram. Damn, his mama look good. Damn, his mama look good. The shame, and they invite a lot of problems. They're problematic. So a man that's built himself up, we are going to sleep with hoes, because we horny. We're the dogs. Roof. It is what it is. But to build, far as building a legacy with this type of woman, you can't do it. She's not stable in the mind. She's not stable in the spirit. She's not stable in the heart. She's not stable in her emotions. This is a messed up person, and this whole phase was created to destroy women. And once you destroy the women, the men are walking in darkness because they cannot find a good woman. And life is short. I think everybody, I don't care if you in jail, I don't care if you're black, white, tall, short, fat, everybody at some point in their life gonna want to find their companion and just live life until we get up out of here. Go to concerts, go to the coffee shop, take pictures. Most people want, somebody that's gonna have their back and somebody that they can cater to as well. Damn right, Amir. Can't turn a hoe into a house. You can't do it. She's messed up. She's gone. She doesn't respect God. She's detached herself from God. She detached herself from the idea of catering to a man. She doesn't see the value in the man. She has detached herself from everything that's good, and all she has to offer is her mouth and her backside. Oh my God. It's going to be hard for us fellas to find a good woman. It's going to be hard. I mean hard. Whew. But y'all flood my comments. Y'all let me know. Let me know. Those of you that been rocking with me since day one, I appreciate y'all. Those of you that just found the channel. I appreciate y'all. And I'll be back tomorrow. My lives are getting a little bit shorter because I'm so busy, but I gotta get that bread. Yeah, once again, check out the other YouTube channels, Michael T. Porter Music, Michael Skits and Stories. I'm gonna get more production over there, more high quality production. We're gonna do it big, keep y'all entertained, keep that music coming. Appreciate y'all. In order to be great, we gotta make great decisions and encouraging the whole phase. We do love the whole. They nasty, they fun. They nasty, they fun. They look good, but we can't build with them. We can't build. 250 capital G. I got one more comment. I always ask myself, do that woman? Oh, does that woman have a father? Nope. And if he does, he probably a beta male. I gotta go. Y'all be cool.